Drew McIntyre, how are you doing?
Marvelous. Not just marvelous because I'm still in a high from WrestleMania and smashing Corbin and proving to the world my sword is in fact not a prop like everyone seemed to think. It's real. It cuts ropes, so please stop grabbing at it when I'm near you and you're in the crowd and I've got my sword by my side and people are like, ooh, the sword, let me grab that real quick. And you wonder why your fingers fall off because it's real and I've proved it, so stop grabbing it. Also, we just announced the big show, the big stadium show in Cardiff, Principality, and the tickets are pre-register wise selling unbelievably. When I say selling, I mean you have to pre-register first, then they're going to be released soon, then you're going to buy them. But here's the deal: in the first 24 hours, 60,000 people pre-registered. I can tell you now, it's double that. So I can tell you now, they're going to go flying instantly. So pre-register. If you're not pre-registered, these things are going to be gone. This is going to be one of the biggest shows of all freaking time, and I love it.
I was in Newcastle the night that you stood in the ring and you promised a UK major event and you came through. When did you hear, first of all, about the Principality show?
First of all, I'm glad that it's happening because I'd be a filthy liar because I've been saying that for a long time and I've said it on a lot of shows, not just that tour. Like I think I said it to her prior and I said it to anyone that would listen for years. But hearing about it, I think I heard rumblings. I can't pinpoint a date, but I'd been talking about the show for a long time and the UK getting a stadium show and how much they deserve a show. And it got to the point where somebody said, have you heard something? I was like, about what? About something in the UK? I was like, no, I've just been talking about this forever. If you look back in my interviews, you'll see that I don't shop about it because, not just because I want it, because the UK deserve it and it would be freaking huge for the company. And they were like, all right, kind of left it there. Then it got mentioned to me again, like, yeah, things might be rolling, but maybe we're not 100% sure. And the way, wrestling, entertainment in general works is nothing's official till it's official. So no matter what I found out as time went along, I didn't believe it till finally they came to me and said, it's 100% official. And by that point, I'd already promised everyone and their mother and their dog that this thing was happening. So I was so happy when I heard it. I went, oh my God, I'm that filthy liar. That's one of the biggest lies I've ever told if this didn't happen, but it's actually happening. We made the announcement and the buzz has just been crazy since.
You said already it's smashing records in terms of pre-registers, and we haven't had a match announced. We don't even know what the show's going to be called yet. We haven't got a title for the event. Can you give us any little intel about anything Drew? Your old mate.
I've already pitched Big Drew's Big Mental Bash, so we'll see if that gets through. That's what I'm holding out hope for. I've heard a couple others, but that's what my hope is right there.
You're in Newcastle next week for WWE's UK tour. The first show back when the fans are coming back was over here in Newcastle. And you're back here again. It's not as busy a tour for you this time, but what makes the Northeast so special, do you think, to WWE, and why, in such a short amount of time, you've doubled back to see us again?
The fans are mental and they're amazing. And why on earth wouldn't we, head back to Newcastle? It's somewhere that, I've loved performing with WWE, just for the fans being so good. But at the same time, when I wasn't with WWE, I was wrestling in Newcastle constantly. You can check out some of my matches from What Culture, WCPW. I think ICW did a show there as well. And it's a bunch of times I wrestled in Newcastle, and every time, be it in the biggest arena possible, like a WWE, or the smaller venues or bar venues with the smaller companies, the noise level was just unreal. Everybody has such a great time. They're such fans of wrestling in general and WWE that we love coming back there.
Now, I know that your Rangers are your team, but between the last time we saw you and now, a picture has done the rounds online of a young, fresh-faced Drew McIntyre wearing a Newcastle United top. And I don't think it's yeah. And so is the Magpies your second team? It escaped. I don't know whether the Magpies a second team. Is there a story behind it?
Everyone in the world thinks I'm a Man U fan as well because I wore the shirt one time. But yeah, there is a story behind that particular shirt. I liked watching Newcastle when I was younger. I remember how excited I was when Shearer got signed to Newcastle. I was such a big fan of watching him. And I'd always be excited to watch, Shearer playing, and that kind of period. I was watching them, following them, but I can't say I was ever a super fan. I've always been Rangers, number one. That shirt in particular was myself and my buddies put together a little team in my hometown of Ayr, And our rival team like had a little name. They had their shirt. I can't remember their name, but our team name was Inter Air. I don't know. Go figure. That's what we decided the team name was going to be. And we needed shirts. So we went down to the local shop. We had a look around. We could see what can we get that we can all wear that's kind of matching, that is affordable. And we decided to go for that particular Newcastle top. Then we got our names put in the back. Obviously, I got Galloway 9, McCoist on the back of mine. And my brother was a goalkeeper. So we found, the goalkeeper version of that top. But that's where it came from, was my childhood team, Inter Air. Official top.
Nice. Do you still see the lads from the Inter Air team? Are you potentially having a Sunday kickabout when you're back in the UK?
I wouldn't risk the injury these days, but yeah, I speak to a couple of the lads still. Obviously, my brother. I have to talk to him. He's my brother. He's got my nephew, whatever. So I'll be seeing them very soon, which I'm excited about. And I think they're going to come out for SummerSlam actually in Nashville right here. He was the goalkeeper. Two of the boys on the team, the McDonald brothers, people might know them from X Factor years ago. They were out there. I think the big song they did was 500 Miles Proclaimers. They came fourth, I believe, in X Factor. So they were part of the team. And our other friend, Nicky, there was only 5 of us total. So yeah, I'll still keep in contact with them. And hopefully, we'll get my brother and the McDonald boys along to the show next time we're in Glasgow. Because I don't know if they'll make the trip to Newcastle. They should. They're my friends, and it's my brother. But I get the feeling he's going to go, that's 4 hours, Drew. I don't know if I can be able to travel 4 hours from there.
You'll get some
great. It's the closest possible. It's the closest you can be without being in Scotland.
But you're close, but you're so far away because you're going to be working as well. So I get that. In terms of your work, there's been a big change to the locker room since you were last in the UK. Since Cody Rhodes has made his appearance back in WWE, he's been away and he's now back. What's the sort of mood been since Cody's arrival back in WWE?
The mood's exactly the same.
Yeah,
the mood suddenly changed. Like, oh my goodness, like we're extra happy or extra sad. Personally, I'm happy to see him back, and I know there's a few of us that have been around for a few years now. They're excited to see Cody back just because we're buddies with him, and with his talent, he adds to the show 100%. And it's cool to see how much he's grown as a performer, as a person. Much like myself. When I was gone from the company, I had to kind of go find who I was as a performer, kind of grow up as a man. And Cody's did exactly the same, and it's cool. And I'd seen him, before he came back and was aware of that. But it's cool just to see him back in WWE. And I knew even when he was outside the company, he still had that chip in his shoulder like I did in the back of his mind. Man, when I was younger, this is what's supposed to happen. As far as we were concerned, I don't know the company felt about it, but we were supposed to be champion. We never did it. There's always that in the back of your mind, what if, what could have been? And I was lucky enough to come back, pull off the big win with the championship a couple of times, plan to get it again. And I know, I don't have to say, I know Cody feels the same. He literally did the promo where he said, I'm back to win the title my dad never won. But I knew that was always something in the back of his mind because we both had very similar experiences with being young and kind of promised the world. But at the same time, it kind of fell on us that we weren't able to finish the job, and we had to go away to find ourselves to come back to inevitably finish that job.
You talk about going away and find yourself and coming back as sort of locker room leaders now. And we see every time we watch TV, newer guys coming in, and obviously the UK scene getting back up and running now since the world is no longer on fire. What advice do you find you always lean towards when you do get people ask you about getting into wrestling or enhancing and advancing in wrestling? What's some of the tips that you always give to them?
I guess it depends what stage they're at. For people that are, it's the same for people that are in and out of the industry, but more specifically for people in the industry, I just always say, try and think what makes you stand out from everybody else. It's not about being, I'm 6'5", 270. Look the way I look. Everybody doesn't have to look like that anymore, but be different shapes and sizes. They're given opportunities. If you're different enough, if you connect with the crowd, you're going to get an opportunity. Just ask yourself, what do I do that's going to make me stand out? What's going to separate me from everybody else? I'm pretty good at high flying. Cool. Maybe that'll be my thing. Then am I better than Ricochet or Pac? Probably not. Okay. Character wise, what can I do that's going to make me stand out? And if I get a knee injury, then my flipping's done. What's going to make me connect with that audience? That's what you really got to ask yourself. Look in the mirror, be honest with yourself. If you're, 5'8" and 170 pounds, maybe coming out just like McIntyre screaming and growling, and I'm the ass kicker. It's probably not the way to go. Just be honest with yourself, look at the landscape and think, how can I stand out? That's what I really go to with everybody, and tell them, like, honestly, listen, look at some of the people that are getting opportunities now. Like, anybody will get an opportunity if you're able to do one thing: win that crowd over. You go out there, you make them make noise every time you're out there, you'll get your opportunity no matter what company you're with. For those that haven't started yet, don't just go to any old wrestling school. Find a school with a reputable trainer. Find a school that's produced quality students, and make sure, they're doing the job right, because there's a lot of crap out there, and you get trained wrong, and then you hurt yourself, hurt your opponent, and have to inevitably get retrained and get rid of bad habits. So just make sure it's a quality school.
It's all about connecting with an audience. People who watch you know that when you connect with the Claymore, that's it. This leads into my final question. Quick game, a quick fire round game of Claymore or Clayless. I'm going to name some people. I want you to tell me whether they deserve to be battered with a Claymore or whether they be a tag team partner. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Name one.
Claymore everybody.
I think everyone's going to get a shoe in. Tyson Fury.
I was getting Claymore.
Claymore. Celtics Chris Sutton.
I'm going to headbutt him and then Claymore him on the way down.
Newcastle singing legend Jimmy Nail.
Jimmy Nail. All right, I didn't see that one coming. All right, we can tag up and sing Crocodile Shoes.
Nice. It's a Clayless. Robert Barr, the inventor of Iron Brew.
I didn't expect some of these names. Okay, Clayless. We're going to drink Iron Brew while singing Crocodile Shoes with Jimmy Nail.
You're making a great concert here. Sami Zayn.
No, he's going to have to get Claymore. He can entertain us first, though. He's highly entertaining. Just make us laugh when we're drinking our Iron Brew, singing Crocodile Shoes, and then all three of us will link arms, all three being the inventor of Iron Brew and Jimmy Nail and myself, and fly with a triple Claymore and take it out after he's finished entertaining us.
Beautiful. Gaza, Paul Gascoigne.
Less. He's just joined the gang.
You've made a wonderful team here. Conor McGregor.
Oh, he's going to Claymore for sure.
Alan Shearer.
Shearer. Yeah, he's going to join the Clayless gang. When I say we, me, myself, I always say we just assume you know what I'm talking about. Myself and Sheamus. So we bloody around him so much, he just becomes we, because I've seen him more than a bloody my own wife. But we did a football event in LA for Soccer Saturday, and Alan was there, and I got to meet him. First time I've met him, first time Sheamus has met him. And suddenly Sheamus just starts calling him Uncle Al. That's all he referred to him for the rest of the day. It was just Uncle Al. He was so cool about it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a genuinely good guy. So he gets the Clayless. And I feel like he'd have a heck of a Claymore on him. So maybe when Sami starts stirring, Shearer can try a sliding Claymore.
One more. I think I know the answer to this one. Roman Reigns.
Oh, he's getting Claymore. Get the title.
Claymore.
Taking all the titles for 95,000 weeks.
Claymore the Principality?
Claymore the Principality. Well, my goal is the title. No matter when I can get my hands on Roman, he's got all the gold. He's the man right now. And it's frankly not even close right now. I'm working my way towards that match whenever it happens in the next 5 months. Maybe at the Principality. I'll take it wherever it happens, but obviously that'd be a dream scenario. Principality,
WWE's first major stadium event since 1992, goes down in September. But before that, April 28th, you're with us in Newcastle, back at the Utilita. Drew McIntyre, always a pleasure to chat to you. Thanks so much for being on today.
No, thank you for having me as always, and I'll speak to you soon, pal.
See you in Newcastle. See you in Newcastle. I like it. Clayless.